just see how natural all the details are there. Hello, this is BJ from Hearns Hobbies. I'm going to be looking at this HASEGAWA resin kit. This is, actually, it should be like that. Is it should be like that? Nope, I got it upside down. It should be like that. This is one of the 1/12 scale resin kits. This one's called Gravure Girl Vol.3. Now, I've done a few open boxings on some of these resin figures before, and these are really good quality. So HASEGAWA have done some resin kits of late. They do some of these bigger ones, which is a figure only, and then they've done some of the smaller ones, like 24 scale, which they include in some of their limited edition car kits. So let's have a closer look from the top. All right, so here we go. Let's get that the right way around. So Gravure Girl. So in Japan, Gravure Girl is normally like a pin-up girl, and Volume 3 just means this is the third version in the Gravure Girl series that they've done. Okay, so she's in a bikini in a sort of photographic pose. Now, being 12 scale is quite a large figure, so you can either have these built and on a base by themselves, or if you're really clever, you can incorporate them into a diorama with a 12 scale bike or a 12 scale car. So let's have a look at the box here. There we go. Here's some figures of the actual finished model. So these are actually sculpted by Satoshi Sujimura, who is a very talented sculptor, and when he sculpts, he hand sculpts. These are not 3D sculpting, which you see often now. So there's a lot of, I guess, skill involved in being able to sculpt with your hands. And quite often, these look more natural than those sculpted by 3D. All right, let's crack it open and we'll see what it includes. All right, so let's just, not very dexterous today, but here we go. Open it up. All right, so we've got a bit of paperwork there. It's a manual. And then we have the actual resin cast parts. Very well packaged in some bubble wrap. Just open that up. Now, resin figures, or any resin at all, if you're not familiar, is actually very highly detailed because of the way that it's produced. So resin is hand poured into a flexible silicone mold, which means they can give you sharper details and also undercut details which you can't get in a injection molded model. Okay, so as you can see, that you don't get a lot of parts because most of the detail is already molded. Okay, so all we really have is we've got the main part, which is the head, torso, and a leg. Got the two arms separate here, and then we have the other leg there. Now, whenever I look at these figures, the most important part I look at is the face, and that is how you judge a really well sculpted figure. Okay, so get that really sharp. So when we get the shadows right, you can just see how natural all the details are there. You even have the ears undercut in the chin. You see how this is all one piece. So one piece also means that you will have less problems with mold lines. Okay, and you'll see that how it's totally flat because she's lying down and her hair is actually laying flat. Like so. Now you can see there's a little bit of a mold line here. This is where the mold was split, but that's all you need to clean up. So it is already, you can see the molds have matched up very well. Very easy to clean up. Got locating pegs here, so you can make sure that the arm and that leg fit in exactly the correct position. And then you can see all the other details here. The fabric for the swimsuit has got all the creases and such in it. Really sharp details there. Okay, even the belly button is very well done. And then we'll get into anatomically, you can see just that little mold line there, very easy to clean. The knee itself, just these little details like that, and even just the gaps between the toes and the whole foot, the base of the foot. So very, very well sculpted. And you see the back won't have a lot of detail, but it does have all this, and that's flat because she's lying down. Okay, so you can imagine she's like this. Okay, so that's superb. So face is really good. You've got all those details around the eyes as well, the eyelids. Really nice. So figures are very much a painter's domain because there's very little to assemble. I mean, there are tricks to cleaning this up and actually joining all the parts cleanly. So a little bit of putty will be needed around the arms and also the join around the legs. But you'll see how they cleverly cut it out so that's an actual seam line anyway. Okay, so let's have a look at the other leg. So here we go. You've got the indentation there. That's where it's actually resting against, let's see, against the other leg, I'd say. Yep. So that's where the joint is there. So you see that indentation. So that helps you locate as well. Also that square locating pin. Now you see there's some mold, I guess you call them, what would you call them? Nubs. That's the word. So there's a few little nubs there from the pouring. Okay, so it would have been poured from this way. So they just need to be trimmed off. Then that'll fit perfectly. And then there'll be a fine mold line down the center there as well. And then on the heel, there's a little nub. And then I can feel there's and just a shadow there, a very small seam line. Okay, and again, you've got some really good detail in the foot. See how it's sort of curled up. And underneath as well. Okay, and then on this sprue, you can see how this is the pour point, and then these are all the channels to actually get the resin down to the arms. Okay, so you got really nice details on the hands there. I'll get that right, there we go. And then this one as well. And there's the line, the natural seam line. So once it's glued together, just a little bit of putty and that'll be good to go. A little bit of cleaning up. That's really good. I should have used my hand before because against a white background, it's not a great deal of contrast, but you can see it there now. How good the sculpting is on the head. Okay, so there are all your resin bits. Let's have a quick look at the manual. The manual's going to be really basic, of course. Well, it's basically 4 bits. So that shows you how they go together. You got a little paint guide here, which shows the Mysticolor lacquer-based and also water-based paints. And then, as we open it up, it's actually pretty, oh, here we go. It's double sheet like that. So you got some warnings and how to work with resin, cleaning of the resin before you paint it, because resin normally has quite a bit of mold release on it. So it's good to wash it down with, say, detergent and a toothbrush, just to get into all those crevices to clean it out. And then airbrushing skin tones works best. That's pretty much it. Nothing on the back there. So that is my open box review of the brand new HASEGAWA 1/12 scale Gravure Girl Vol.3. That's a resin model in 1/12 scale. So hope you liked that review. If you do, please give me a like below, and if you like to see more content like this, please consider subscribing. So thank you for watching.